Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse on 4K Blu-ray. It's the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. I was actually really nervous for this movie because I love the first one so much. And I was worried that this one would not hold up as much. And I'm happy to say that I think I like this one. I think I still like the first one better because I just think that's like a total masterpiece. But I really like this one. I think it was a worthy sequel. But one thing you should absolutely know about this movie is that it is a total middle part of 3, and it is an absolute cliffhanger. It's like Two Towers of Lord of the Rings. So one of my subscribers at Comedy Video has been patiently waiting for this review, so here it is. I hope it's to your liking. I'm gonna just review the movie, talk about stuff I liked, stuff I noticed, and what I thought. So it'll be kind of like a book club, and it's my turn. So even more than the first movie, I felt like this movie really leaned into the art style, but not just like being cool and artsy, but that they, like, for example, in Spider-Woman's world, during all of her like emotional family scenes, like it's extremely like pastel-y, painted over, like the details washed out, and it's almost like the colors represent the emotion of the scene. So I actually really love this part where Gwen Stacy hugs her dad, and just watch how the colors change. Like she's all like sad and blue, and watch how the colors change when they hug.
I don't want to argue about this, okay?
Yeah, I can tell.
It's all sad, emotional colors.
Do punk rock to give your old man up.
Look at that. Right when she hugs him, it just... her coloring goes back to normal. Because she was all blue and sad. Anyway, I love that about her storyline. Just like all the emotions that are tied in with the color and the art. And I think this movie really, really leans into the art more than the last movie. And then I just want to say something about the 4K. And I say this all the time, but this is seriously one of the best 4K's ever seen. This is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful with the HDR and 4K and the soundtrack, and just wow. This will truly give a calibrated system a workout. I was floored. Actually, I think this movie, the art outclasses the actual movie a little bit, whereas the first movie, I think the movie itself is just like a perfect masterpiece. I think this movie, the art is a little better than the movie itself, but they're both still really good. It's just like a notch down from the first movie, I would say. But the art of this movie is better than the first movie, so it was kind of exciting to go. I didn't think you could get any cooler looking and more creative than the first movie, and this movie artistically definitely did that. Really? So there's going to be spoilers in here, but so this movie has like a 20-minute introduction at the start, and it is really awesome. And once again, we have Gwen and her dad having a really emotionally intense situation where he doesn't know that she's Spider-Woman yet. Okay, so look at the coloring around the dad. This is before he knows that his daughter's Spider-Woman. And watch this. Look behind him now. It's like bright, powerful, passionate orange. The colors behind him change a lot during this scene.
Have you been lying to me?
So he looks very conflicted throughout their conversation. And then towards the end, look what happens. She just asked, do you really think that I'm a murderer? And look at, now it's like black and white behind him. And typically when morally, when things are black and white, that's obviously like all good, all bad, no gray. And so it's almost like he was conflicted, and the coloring goes extremely stark. Like he's made up his mind, and he's just using cop brain instead of dad brain. And the crazy thing is it's animation, but you can see the conflict in his eyes throughout the scene. It's pretty amazing. But look at this. He starts arresting her, and look behind her. Starts turning all black. And the music on this part is so cool. It just builds and builds and builds. And like I said, this movie has like a 20-minute introduction before you actually see the title of the movie. And The intro is so emotional and awesome. Listen to this music. Very cool. Then it just goes through the credits and it's like, whoa, we are 20 minutes in and the credits are starting. Very cool structure in this movie. It's a very, very long movie too. I absolutely love the scene where Gwen shows up in his room and just starts like messing with all his stuff. And I really identified with this part where she goes up to the sealed action figure and does this.
That's a collectible.
He's trying to hide all his stuff.
Excellent.
Watch this.
Wait, why is it still in the package?
That's fine.
You just hear him go "Ah!" when she opens it, and just the clenched teeth. That's fine. That's amazing, and so many people watching this probably can relate to having something that they don't want opened by somebody. So one of the things I love about the first one, across Into the Spider-Verse, and then this one, Across the Spider-Verse, is that there's so much detail and Easter eggs and just hidden little things to look at and to read and to notice in these movies. Like, it's kind of unreal. Like, you can watch them over and over. And this right here, when she's looking through his journal and looking at all the pictures of herself, there's actually a drawing of his Uncle Aaron right here. And look at his shirt. 3-Pac instead of 2-Pac, because he's on a different Earth than like we're on. And so it's just cool when they have things that are slightly off to just kind of remind you that they're in like a different part of the multiverse, I guess. I was gonna say different Earth, maybe. Anyway, this movie, so much detail, so many cool little things like this just to notice as it goes. It's almost like the Lego Batman movie where it's like so ridiculously funny that you like can't handle all the jokes per minute. This movie is like so ridiculously full of references and like cool art things to look at that you almost can't handle it. Like, you have to just like commit to watching it so many times. All right, this is definitely something my kids have done and continue to do, despite me telling them not to.
So why'd you come down? Don't do that.
He's like, don't do that.
Hey, what?
And he just keeps doing it. My kids, seriously, we were at like a theme park the other day and there's a subway inside the theme park, and the girls climbed up onto the like windowsill and they were just like licking the windows, and all the people outside were just like watching, and I was like, oh, please stop that. This is very gross and funny and cute. So I don't know if this was supposed to make it to the final version or if it's just like a funny joke, but look at this soda advertisement in the background. Look at this. See that? Soda. It's a generic brand. Oh, it's just one of the many awesome little details in this movie. I really loved the Indian Spider-Man in this universe. He when he talks about like his hair care routine, and he was very cool and very funny, and I really liked him. And speaking of all the different Spider-Mens and Womens, I have a major question. All right, so they're in like the spider people headquarters of the galaxy, I guess. And there's a million spider people, and oddly there's a ton of fat ones for some reason. That is so off-brand for Spider-Man traditionally. Is weird. Anyway, my question is this. What are all these spider people doing at this like massive multi-dimensional spider people HQ? Like, shouldn't they be in their neighborhoods being this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, or in their universe being this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Like, all these spider peoples are not doing their job, or they're not at their place. Like, do they just come here on break? Like, what are they doing here? It's fun to see them all, but I just wonder, why are they there? Like, because they're being missed somewhere else. It was a little odd to me. And maybe feeling a little uncomfortable about all these spider people in the same place is the point, especially after you meet the Oscar Isaac awesome future Spider-Man. Especially when he says things like, I've come too far to stop doing what I'm doing, and sometimes I don't like what I'm doing. It's just like, okay, those are pretty villainous lines. But most of all, I'm very happy to see my very favorite Spider-Man, Peter B. Parker from the first movie. He's got a baby now with Mary Jane, which is very cool. But overall, I really, really liked the sequel, and my worries were not justified in that I was so worried about this one because I love the first one so much. This one was also very good. It's a major cliffhanger, so if you don't want to wait on a cliffhanger for years while they finish the next movie, then maybe don't watch it yet. But this is one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen. Beautiful, vibrant, wildly detailed, incredible image, very active and fun sound, and it's loaded with special stuff. So not as good as the first one, but better art-wise and almost as good, and then definitely a cliffhanger. So I really hope they tie it up in an awesome way. So now I'm nervous about the third one to see if they can stick the landing. Anyway, absolutely recommend this 4K. Love this movie. Let me know what you think of the whole Spider-Man franchise. I think these are some of the absolute best that have been created. So I also like the Tobey Maguire and then like the No Way Home kind of thing. Andrew Garfield's pretty good too, but Into the Spider-Verse I think is the best Spider-Man movie. And yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. And my subscriber at comedy video, I hope you've enjoyed this because you've been mentioning you've been waiting for it. So thank you for patiently waiting, and thank you for letting me know that you were waiting for it, because that encourages me to make more. So anyway, I will see you on the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye.